Guyana, a country located on the northeastern coast of South America, has a tropical climate that can bring both beautiful sunny days and severe weather conditions. While its landscapes and natural beauty attract visitors from around the world, the weather can also present challenges for those traveling or living in the country. From heavy rains that cause flooding to occasional hurricanes and the dangers of high humidity, it's important to be aware of the potential weather risks when exploring this vibrant country. In this journey, we will dive deep into the various dangerous weather conditions in Guyana, their impacts on daily life, and how travelers and residents can best prepare for them. Subscribe for more adventures. The rainy seasons and their impact. Guyana experiences two rainy seasons, typically from May to August and November to January. These months are marked by heavy and frequent rainfall, which can lead to widespread flooding. The first rainy season, from May to August, often coincides with the beginning of the Caribbean hurricane season, while the second rainy season typically brings more consistent rainfall throughout the country. Heavy rainfall, combined with the country's flat topography, leads to severe flooding, particularly in the coastal areas like Georgetown. Since many of these areas are below sea level, they are more prone to flooding, especially during high tides, which can lead to transportation disruptions, crop damage, and infrastructure failure. Roads and bridges may be washed out or submerged, making it challenging to travel. Floodwaters can damage homes and buildings, especially in rural and underserved communities. Diseases such as cholera and dengue may spread due to standing water and poor sanitation during floods. The threat of tropical storms and hurricanes. While Guyana is not as vulnerable as some other Caribbean nations, it is still at risk from tropical storms and hurricanes that form in the Atlantic Ocean. The hurricane season runs from June to November, and although direct hits from hurricanes are rare, the country can still feel the effects of these powerful storms. The most significant threats from tropical storms and hurricanes are high winds and heavy rainfall, which can cause widespread flooding, landslides, and damage to infrastructure. The coastal regions are the most vulnerable due to their exposure to the sea. Destruction of homes, buildings, and infrastructure, particularly along the coast. Disruption of utilities such as electricity and water supply. Difficulties in travel as roads and bridges may be blocked by fallen trees or debris. Potential harm to agriculture, especially the country's rice and sugar industries. High humidity and heat exhaustion. Guyana's climate is hot and humid year-round, with average temperatures ranging from 77 degrees Fahrenheit to 88 degrees Fahrenheit, or 25 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. The combination of high temperatures and humidity can make the heat feel more intense, particularly in the capital, Georgetown, and the interior regions. This weather is uncomfortable for travelers, particularly those from cooler climates. The high humidity can lead to heat exhaustion, dehydration, and heat stroke if proper precautions are not taken. This is especially a concern during the rainy season when the air is saturated with moisture, making it harder for the body to cool itself. Increased risk of heat-related illnesses, including heat stroke and dehydration. Physical discomfort, especially for travelers not accustomed to hot and sticky climates. Disruption to outdoor activities such as hiking, sightseeing, and exploring nature reserves. Droughts and water shortages. Though Guyana is typically known for its abundance of rainfall, the country can also experience droughts, especially during El Niño years. These dry periods can significantly reduce water availability, especially in rural areas. Droughts can harm agriculture, water supplies, and ecosystems, making life difficult for residents and tourists alike. Water shortages can lead to rationing and restrictions on water use. There are negative effects on crops and food production, particularly rice and sugar, and economic disruption in agricultural regions as crops may fail during dry periods. Coastal erosion and sea level rise. Guyana's coastal regions are especially vulnerable to coastal erosion and rising sea levels due to climate change. With much of the country's population living in low-lying coastal areas, the gradual loss of land to the sea is a long-term issue that could cause significant damage over the next few decades. The rise in sea levels, coupled with the frequent threat of storms, has made the construction of protective infrastructure like seawalls and dams a priority. However, these measures are costly, and if they fail, significant portions of the country's infrastructure could be threatened. The impacts include loss of land and farmland along the coast, potential displacement of people from vulnerable areas, and damage to homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure such as ports and roads. Thunderstorms and lightning. Thunderstorms are common during the rainy seasons in Guyana, especially from May to August. These storms often bring intense rainfall, strong winds, and lightning, which can disrupt travel and cause power outages. Lightning can be dangerous, especially in rural areas where buildings and trees are not properly protected. Traveling through open areas or staying in buildings with poor construction can put people at risk of lightning strikes during storms. The impacts include disruption of outdoor activities due to sudden storms, risk of injury or death from lightning strikes, and temporary power outages that can affect communication, transport, and business operations. Landslides and mudslides in the hinterland. The interior regions of Guyana, particularly in mountainous or hilly areas, can experience landslides or mudslides during periods of heavy rainfall. These weather events can block roads, making it difficult to travel to remote areas like Kayatur Falls or the Rupununi. Roadblocks and disruptions to transportation in the hinterland can be quite impactful. There are dangers for travelers who venture into forested or mountainous areas during the rainy season. Additionally, damage to infrastructure, including roads and bridges, makes access to these regions more difficult. Plan your travel dates around the dry season. To avoid the heaviest rains and flooding, plan your trip during the dry season, which typically runs from February to April. This period has less rainfall and is ideal for outdoor activities like hiking, sightseeing, and river tours. Check weather forecasts regularly. Always stay up to date with the weather, especially during the rainy season. Use local apps like weather.com or AccuWeather, or check with your hotel or tour operator for up-to-date forecasts and alerts about storms, flooding, or heavy rainfall. Use waterproof gear. Invest in high-quality waterproof gear such as rain jackets, waterproof shoes, and dry bags for your electronics and important documents. This will keep you comfortable and protected from sudden rainstorms, particularly in the rainy season. Prepare for flooding with proper footwear. In the rainy season, floods can cause streets to become submerged. Always carry waterproof boots or high shoes to keep your feet dry and avoid slipping in flooded areas. It's also wise to wear quick-drying clothing to avoid discomfort. Always pack hydration and sun protection. Guyana's humidity and heat can be intense, so it's crucial to drink plenty of water throughout the day to avoid dehydration. Carry a reusable water bottle and sunscreen with a high SPF to protect your skin from sunburns and heat stroke, especially in the more tropical areas. Consider renting a 4x4 vehicle during the wet season. If you plan to explore rural or remote areas, particularly during the rainy season, consider renting a 4x4 vehicle with high ground clearance. This will make it easier to navigate flooded or muddy roads that may be impassable for regular cars. Know the local emergency procedures. Familiarize yourself with local emergency procedures for storms, floods, and other extreme weather events. Find out where the nearest shelter is in case of hurricanes, and make sure your phone is fully charged and ready in case of power outages. Invest in a portable power bank. During thunderstorms or hurricanes, power outages are common. Carry a portable power bank to keep your devices charged, especially if you're relying on them for navigation or staying connected during your trip. Keep your travel plans flexible. Due to unpredictable weather conditions, always leave some flexibility in your travel plans. This is particularly important if you're traveling to remote locations where weather can delay flights or boat transport, especially during the rainy season. Pack for layering in humid climates. Since Guyana's temperatures remain consistently warm, pack light, breathable clothing made of natural fabrics like cotton or linen. It's also smart to pack a light jacket or long sleeves for evenings when the humidity might drop, or when you're in areas with mosquitoes. Use bug repellent for added protection. By following these pro tips, you can ensure that you're well prepared for Guyana's diverse and sometimes challenging weather conditions and make the most of your adventure. The changing climate and unpredictability. In recent years, the effects of climate change have led to more unpredictable weather patterns in Guyana. Unusual weather events, such as sudden droughts or intense rainstorms, have become more common, making it difficult to predict weather conditions with certainty. Experts predict that extreme weather events such as stronger storms, heavier rains, and rising sea levels will become more frequent in the coming years. This makes it important for both residents and travelers to stay informed and prepared for weather-related disruptions. Conclusion: navigating Guyana's extreme weather. Understanding the dangerous weather conditions in Guyana is essential for anyone planning to visit or live in the country. While the country's natural beauty is undeniable, Its tropical climate can bring a range of challenges, from heavy flooding to the risk of hurricanes and rising sea levels. However, with proper preparation, awareness, and caution, travelers can enjoy the many adventures Guyana has to offer while staying safe in the face of unpredictable weather. Subscribe for more adventures. Are you ready to take on the adventure of a lifetime in Guyana? Make sure you're always prepared and in the loop by subscribing for more insights on the best travel tips, hidden gems, and tips on how to navigate the wild weather conditions of this incredible country. Don't miss out. Subscribe now for more.